As the very famous saying goes, never judge a book by its cover. Understanding or knowing how a person really is just by their looks is next to impossible. We often misunderstand a person in our first conversations and start judging them. That is why a good introduction is required. It gives you insights into certain unseen qualities of the person and a basic understanding of the attitude of a person, which is definitely better than external appearance to understand. So, I'm here to give an introduction so that everyone here can see me for who I truly am. Hello everyone, I am Azam Ali from Hyderabad, aged 18, an extrovert, and a multipotentialite. Now, for those who don't know what a multipotentialite is, it is a term used for people who are above average at a lot of things, but not the best at anything. Kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. Starting with my strengths, I'm extremely good at learning new things. I can pick up a lot of skills and a lot of interesting knowledge. I can read and write 6 languages and speak 5 of them fluently. I'm always looking for new opportunities and skills to learn. I'm extremely organized and a perfectionist. That is, if I take up a project, I will try to finish it and try to put in as many new ideas and work into it that I can. I am a natural improviser and will try my best to find a solution, often an unconventional one, but a logical one, to any practical problem that comes my way. I can visualize any design in 3 dimensions in my mind and have a lot of fun doing that too. Other than this, I'm very fascinated by robotics and have made a lot of robots till date. And again, they are filled with many unconventional ideas. Finally, the last but probably the most important strength that I have is that I can mix up with people very easily and tend to be a giver rather than a taker. I thrive in an environment where anyone needs my help, as I tend to think of unconventional ways to solve problems, which enhances my understanding of a concept and makes me contemplate different methods and ideas. Coming to my weaknesses, I get bored very easily. I need to be in a highly stimulating environment to be productive and one that is not repetitive and uninteresting. Since this is the case, I tend to overlook trivial things and often end up a failure due to a calculation mistake. This is also the reason I'm guilty of sleeping and wandering off in my mind in classes and missing out on crucial points. And this is something that I'm really trying hard to change. As I mentioned earlier that I am a giver, I end up helping everyone, including ones that don't really need it. And this is something which ends in them being offended, which defeats the purpose of me helping them in the first place. Also, as you can see, I'm overly enthusiastic and in stimulating and highly interesting classes, I ask a lot of questions as I want to get all information in one single go, which often disturbs the decorum of the class and irritates the teacher. This kind of attitude depicts me as an all show no go kind of person. I overdo things, which probably explains all the weaknesses I mentioned before this. I'm either extremely excited or extremely bored, but never moderate. All these weaknesses I have been and will always be working on to make better. So the field that I've chosen is mechanical with specialization in automotive engineering. There are a lot of reasons behind me choosing this. The biggest being that the transport industry is never going to run dry, and there will always be scope for newer and more efficient methods of transportation. As of now, a revolution is going on in the automotive industry, the electric revolution, and this is going to reform the complete industry. As we all know that vehicles running on fossil fuels are one of the biggest contributors of air pollution. This is where electric vehicles come in with zero carbon emissions, zero exhaust gases, and zero pollution while using them. Since this is relatively a newer concept, there is a huge scope for development and betterment in efficiency and feasibility. This creates a huge need for innovations and workforce which will provide ample opportunities for everyone. Now, one of the biggest challenges faced by the electric vehicle industry is the battery. The energy density for battery when compared to petrol or diesel is magnitudes lesser. Then there is the problem of range or the capacity of the battery, and finally the charging time. Conventional fuel refueling takes just around 5 minutes, whereas the charging of the same range of a battery, that too with a fast charger, takes more than an hour. Usually, the batteries used in these electric vehicles are composed of lithium ion cells, which, while the best energy density cell out there, is also one of the most dangerous. To regulate these cells, we need to add battery management systems which add to the cost. For the advancement of this field, we need a specialist who can understand the niches of the concept and make it better. This is where I'm left behind, as I mentioned, a multi-potentialite and not a specialist. Finally, coming to the second challenge, cost. Electric vehicles cost marginally more than conventional vehicles of the same specifications. This is due to a lot of factors. The main one being that electric vehicles are not yet as mainstream as conventional vehicles, despite numerous subsidies being proposed by the government of various countries. Here, we require an experienced and stable finance person who can cut down all unnecessary costs and get the price down. This is another quality that I lack and will definitely be working to make myself better. Concluding this, there is a huge need for better, cheaper, and safer batteries to be made, leading to production of cheaper and safer electric vehicles, which is the need of the hour. This is it, my friends, my self-introduction using SWOT analysis. Thank you.